You can escape Tobago according to Swappy and Fro Hummer. We're getting ready for all the festivals that are happening in Tobago, from Blue Food to Carnival, inside your spotlight on now.
Welcome back to the Now Morning Show. So we're speaking about what is definitely a packed month in Tobago. Blue Food Festival happening this weekend. Next weekend it's Tobago Carnival and so much more. Joining us this morning to give us some updates is Kern Cohen, the CEO of the Tobago Festivals Commission. Good morning, Kern, and welcome.
Hi, pleasant morning to you and your wonderful viewers. Thank you so much for having us this morning.
It's a pleasure to have you with us on the show. I know that you have definitely been on the ground having conversations and, of course, meeting with stakeholders, preparing for the next, let's say, 2 weekends that are coming up. How are preparations going thus far?
Intense, to say the least. We have been really pushing the mark, trying to get everything lined up right as it pertains to Carnival, in terms of the routes, working, as you said, with the stakeholders, the bands, the promoters, everyone is really working together to get this thing done right, and we are happy thus far with the progress that we are making.
Well, it's beautiful, and we definitely need to get into some more details about the progress that's being made. But let's first start with this weekend. The Blue Food Festival is happening on Sunday, the 20th of October at Bloody Bay. What have been perhaps any challenges from last year you were able to identify that you have been able to ameliorate this year?
Well, this year we had some challenges with the actual site itself, which we were able to partner with the URP and the division to really prep the site right and even get a little bit more space, because we are expecting a lot more patrons to this year's Blue Food Festival. So it's been quite interesting in terms of the things that we were able to kind of orchestrate and to give a little bit more room to the grounds, additional food vendors, so you have a lot more food available. It's going to be something interesting this round.
It sounds like it's going to be quite interesting. Of course, a beautiful theme there as we see Dasheen Land as well. Can you give us an estimate as to how many vendors are going to be at the festival itself?
So we have 23 food vendors on one end and almost 41 craft vendors on the other end. So it's going to be quite an extensive festival. We also have the kids zone. We have the petting zoo. We have so much just for you to experience on that one Sunday.
It sounds like it's definitely going to be a lot. And what time does the Blue Food Festival start?
Promptly at 10 a.m. We start from 10 a.m. all the way down to 7 p.m. So there's going to be entertainment all day long to accompany you while you taste everything possible, patronize all the craft vendors, experience all the various Dasheen formats that you can possibly think of. Of course, my favorite is the Dasheen ice cream. That is one to, of course, experience by itself.
I mean, it sounds like something to experience. I need to experience that also. Let's continue the conversation on the Blue Food Festival. Now, of course, we know that many people, international and domestic, are coming across rather, we should say, to Tobago for Carnival. But what about the Blue Food Festival? Does it generate that much foot traffic for the island?
Yeah, it does actually. There was this, I could remember in the earlys, Blue Food would be upwards of 6,000 people, and it would have caused a significant amount of traffic getting in and out. So those are some of the challenges that you like, but of course you have to mitigate against. So yeah, there's a lot of foot traffic. There's a lot of buy-in from the Tobago populace, which is also good, because beyond it just being a festival, there are some agricultural exposure that you get with the festival that benefits everyone, from the farmers to the downstreamers itself.
Definitely. Now, Kern, let's speak about that. You just said estimated 6,000 people. So the next thing that comes to mind is, of course, safety, parking, accessibility, and so much more. What measures have been put in place to accommodate such a large number of individuals?
So we have parking from as far back as Palatuver. We have different parking spots where we're going to shuttle people into Bloody Bay. So there isn't going to be a lot of cars into the space. You have to have a car park pass to get in. So those will be specific to the villagers, craft, and those who are actually partaking within the actual festival itself. But beyond that, you're going to have to park and take the shuttle in and take the shuttle back out. So we have more than 25 maxis that are going to be part of the route to really shuttle people in and out of Bloody Bay to control that traffic. We are working along with the TTPS in terms of controlling the traffic as well and the maintaining of order. We are working with the villagers as well to ensure that they are also comfortable and not fully disenchanted with the festival and are part of it. So it's an all-encompassing approach that we are taking to ensure that we have good control on crowd and working to ensure a smooth flow in and out for all persons.
You mentioned car park passes. Where, for those who are eligible, how can they access those?
So those who are eligible will have to contact us at the office at 639-4441. But we already have those that are pretty much locked in to have those passes. We already have them registered, and we already have them catered for within all the passes that we have to distribute.
Excellent. Now let's go, of course, to next weekend. Next weekend is Tobago Carnival. A lot of conversation around that. We see the advertising happening on social media and so much more. There's also been some conversation, particularly around the budget. We saw some people saying that the allocation was not released in sufficient time. They also spoke about the fact that they're not too sure what's going on and whether or not it's even going to be enough. What are your comments on that?
I think it's definitely going to be enough. We didn't make the budget up on our own. We, of course, consulted all our stakeholders. We are working along with them. This is a stakeholders carnival. We are working to ensure that we provide for all our stakeholders, inclusive of those who are just viewers, visitors, all of them. So we take into consideration just that alone. We are doing at minimum $2 million of our entire budget to support in grants to all of our stakeholders, added to that from an infrastructure point of view and the marketing. So it is what it is in terms of the budget, and we are continuously going to deliver as best as we can with what we have.
Definitely. Now, you mentioned the marketing as well, and there were some people who said it was a short time frame to prepare. But the reality is we've seen a great push from Tobago for Carnival. Yes. What is your response to that, and was the time frame sufficient?
I think the time frame has been sufficient because promotion has been going on all year long, actually. The bulk of the promotion started in July, but most of it would have been on the ground, save the dates, come to Tobago. The bands have been doing their promotion. The promoters have been doing their promotion. So a lot has been in place to promote what the carnival is, what the carnival season has to offer. And it's been in the face of people. Of course, perspective gives you that concept that more can be done, more should be done, and they're probably correct. But what can be done is what is being done, and we are doing, as I said, as a lot. Our branding, our island-wide branding is in progress. We are doing all our bus crawls. We are doing all our ads. We are making sure that the visibility is there as it is. You know, of course, hotels are already recording high numbers. We already have fully sold out flights. We are in negotiation right now with the Port Authority. So there's a lot that signals that there is going to be a good enough support for what the Carnival has to offer on this coming weekend following.
Now, you know, Kieran, the thing is, you know, we always say that there is always more that can be done. So good to the team for being able to put as much in place as possible. And we know that wouldn't have been possible without conversations with stakeholders. Who would the Festivals Commission have met with in order to ensure that there is as much collaboration as possible and things go smoothly? So
we met. We have our weekly meetings every Wednesday. We meet with all our stakeholders, which include TUCO, Trinbago, TOCA, which is the Tobago October Carnival Association, all our band leaders, all of the promoters. There is representation around the table for every aspect of what the Carnival has to offer. So they are the ones that we take all the information and notes. So what do you guys need? What's the updates? How have things been going? And then we are adjusting budget up and down to ensure that they are in a place to deliver the product that is required. Added to that, of course, you know, we ensure that we communicate to them some of the infrastructural support that is already going to be in place for viewers or visitors, and how we intend to collaborate to ensure that everyone has piece of the pie to make sure the success of it is all around.
Now, one of the things, of course, that is critical to the success of a carnival is a good route. So share with us the
Right.
latest updates when it comes to the route for Carnival 2024, rather.
So the Juve route and the parade route takes the same direction, which is from Orange Hill, which is in front of Shaw Park Complex, and heads to the highway, along the highway back into Scarborough, along Wilson Road, into one of our main viewing points, which is in Market Square, where we'll have most of the viewing. That will be our version of the Queen's Park Savannah then, minus the stage, and then from there we go down to the waterfront, which is also one of our selling points for this carnival, that beautiful, serene shoreline to be able to, be a part of the entire route, that end, and then there's a complete circle as it is. So it's a one route that kind of cycles, that gives you an entire how to put it, experience that you can feel the joy of being in paradise. So that's both the Juve and the parade. The Juve takes place on early Saturday morning at 4 a.m. to 10 a.m. That very same day, of course, in the evening is our pan and powder, or rhythm, steel and powder. And that route takes from the waterfront all the way into Market Square, one route, and they are then joined by the night mass at 9 p.m. and back into Market Square from the same route. And that allows for both pan and night mass to have an experience like no other. That is one of the things that we want to ensure that people have, which is a specific type of experience that is not segregated, but all inclusive. Added to that, once we head into Sunday, which is one of our main days, the traditional mass starts at 10 a.m. and that takes you out of the waterfront all the way up to Garden Side and into Market Square once again and back down. And as I said before, the parade of the bands, which is on Sunday again at 12 noon, takes the highway route into Scarborough, through Market Square, and back down to the waterfront.
Definitely a lot of steps, that is for sure. So what about parking for this, though, Kern? Because, I mean, at the end of the day, again, we need to ensure that all patrons are safe.
That's right. So we have parking zones along the highway, specifically in areas such as Mount Mary, the Shaw Park Complex, the Shaw Park stretch into Lambo, for those coming on the west side and the north side. Upper areas of the highway like the Botanical Gardens, those are areas that people will be accommodated. Of course, the bus service is still going to be running, and of course you'll look out for updates of that as well, where the bus is going to be located for those going to the west side, to the north side, and to the east. So ensure that as we work with the PTSC to ensure that transportation remains paramount during this time.
And of course, let's circle back to what's happening this weekend. Speaking about Blue Food Festival, Kern, do you have any recommendations for those who are coming across as to what they should try at Dasheen Land?
Oh yeah. So the Blue Food, there's an array of food. Try, of course, the unique ones. Of course, as I said before, the Dasheen ice cream is always a hit maker. There's Dasheen bread, and there's a host of different meats and products that you want to be able to experience. There are some surprises, though, that you really want to ensure that you are there to experience. As I said before, the time of the start is at 10 a.m. So, of course, you want to get people in there as soon as possible. If you have to average a time from Scarborough to Bloody Bay, consider 45 minutes to an hour, based on what traffic might be. So you want to get there early, leave town by 8 o'clock, get inside pretty early so that you can set up and enjoy every aspect of the festival, as it's headlined by Nadia Batson, who's going to bring the whole market with her. So you don't want to miss anything at all.
Oh, great tips. Thank you so much for sharing with us this morning, Kern. Hoping that you have a wonderful experience and, of course, continue to enjoy and prepare safely for Carnival 2024. Have a good day.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day as well.
Ken Cohen, CEO of the Tobago Festivals Commission, sharing with us some good things that are coming up. I don't know about you all, but I'm definitely ready for the Blue Food Festival. I want to try that ice cream.
So now they're coming with the whole blinking.
The whole market.
Didn't say the blinking, but yes. But I have been to Blue Food Festival and I have enjoyed the ice cream.
Yeah, was it
and real wild meat with provision. It is absolutely something to add to your calendar. Even if you're not a carnival person, go for the Blue Food Festival.
Go with a basket.
It is also that long route though. That drive,
Yeah, boy.
winding road, hills, corners, but it's worth it when you get there.
I feel like it's also with the view on the drive. No?
It is definitely worth the view, that's for sure.
Well, I remember the view because my friends were talking nonsense. But I
But
remember
exactly,
being,
it's all that. It's all community.
It was
It's all
a-
taking that trip together, having the experience.
Long,
Yeah,
nice
good memories.
drive with real tasty food. We had Americans with us who had never been to Trinidad or Tobago before. And so we're there eating all the wild meat and they're like, what are these things? Why are you all eating everything? Aren't these pets? And I'm like, welcome to the Caribbean. Great time.
You were eating pets.
Well, they thought everything looked cute because not remember, but they also had like live goatees, live things.
So I was saying that in the video,
some
so I'm like, look,
places.
there's like live
So they
goatee.
We have live goat and then we have curried goat.
Pretty much.
Love that for us.
Delicious.
Love that for us.
I love it.
Behave or you will end up here.
Whether or not you behave, you'll end up there. How about that? But Blue Food Festival is definitely one of my favorite things in the October calendar of events. Yeah.
Definitely it is. Looking forward to it, hoping that we can jump across and experience some of the greatness that is Dasheen Land. Stay tuned. There's more coming up on Tobago Thursdays after this break.
Bad.